Hi, I'm Scott Willison, owner of the Confluence Fly Shop in Bellingham, Washington, and today we're going to tie one of my favorite nymph patterns that's been working great across western Washington, over on the Methow River, all summer long. This is when we're getting a lot of reports from customers. They're catching fish on this, and I've had a few requests to show how I like to tie it. This isn't one of my patterns, but this is one that every angler should have in their box these days. This is going to be the Duracell Nymph. So in my vise I have a size 14 Hanak 400 BL. This is a barbless competition style jig hook, and I have a 3.5 millimeter tungsten slotted bead in silver on there. We're going to go ahead and take 7 or 8 wraps of 0.10 lead wire. It's going to give this fly a little additional weight, and then it's also going to help lock that bead up against the eye of the hook. And then I'm using a 70 Denier ultra thread in dark brown to match the color of this fly. Alright, for our tail we're going to use just a few strands of Coq de Leon. And I am using a dark Pardo today, but I often will do the medium Pardo as well. I don't know that it matters all that much. We're just getting the sizing down for our tail. And then we're going to tie in a rib of small size red uni or red ultra wire. Now for the magic ingredient that I think is one of the keys to why this fly is so effective. We're going to use a UV brown ice dub. A lot of people comment that this material looks purple, and it certainly does. People tell me they've been crushing fish on a purple nymph. I often wonder if they're talking about the Duracell, but this is indeed brown. And we're just going to twist some dubbing onto the thread. And ice dub can be kind of coarse and difficult to work with sometimes. If you're having problems getting it to twist tightly to your thread, sometimes just wetting your fingers with some water will help. We got a whole bunch of extra that we don't need here, so I'm just going to pull that off the thread. There we go. And we're going about up to the eye of the hook, or up to the bead in this case. I'm going to get about 4 wraps of my red wire, and then we'll tie that off. And we're just going to helicopter that wire off there. Now I'm going to create a small dubbing loop. I just fold my thread over, take it once around the base there, and we're going to create our hackle, which in this case is going to be a Dun colored or natural collar of CDC. Now you could tie in the feather and just wrap that around the hook just like you would any other hackle, but I really like doing these in a dubbing loop. That dubbing loop's gonna just make a little bit cleaner look and create a lot less bulk in tying it in. So I just clipped my feather, or half of the feather, in a little clip here. And then we're going to just carefully cut away the fibers from the stem. Then I can take my dubbing loop and lay that material in. I lost about half of it in the process, but that's quite alright because I had about twice as much as what I really needed. I like to keep these sparse. You don't want to make that CDC collar so thick that it interferes with the sink rate of the fly. So we got about 3 turns on there. Couple of wraps over our dubbing loop, and I'm going to make sure all of those CDC fibers are sweeping back over the fly, and then we're going to finish. I've got some of that leftover ice dub from earlier. We're going to just do a neat little collar of ice dub to kind of cover up those thread wraps. And we just do a 4-turn whip finish to finish the fly. Of course, you could brush your thread with brush on Zap-A-Gap or like the Solarez bone dry UV resin and finish it that way. Often on these Euro Nymph patterns, especially if there's not a lot of exposed thread, I'll just do a 4 or 5-turn whip finish and call it good. But anyway, that is the Duracell Nymph, one that you should definitely tie or have in your box. You can find the materials for this and many other flies at the Confluence Fly Shop in Bellingham, Washington. Please be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're enjoying this as well for more videos. And otherwise, you have yourself a great day, and we will see you on the water. Thanks for watching.